This video is about one thing: trust trading. In this video, I'll answer 4 questions. What is trust trading? Is it against the rules? How can we avoid being the victim of it? And what can we do if we are the victim of it? Well, to define trust trading, let's first take a look at a normal trade. Here's what a normal trade should look like. Let's say player A wants to buy some wheels from player B, and player B wants to sell those wheels for 50 credits. The 2 players open a trade, player B enters the wheels into the trade window, and player A enters the 50 credits into the trade window. Both players press accept, and the trade is completed. One thing you'll notice is that at no point during this trade was there any need for the players to trust each other. They simply entered the items or credits, reviewed the trade window, and pressed accept. There was no trust between the players at all. If anything, the players just trusted the trade window itself, not each other. So now let's take a look at the same trade, but this time as a trust trade. So in this example, player A is the offending player trying to do a trust trade. Player A says to player B, "Give me the wheels now in the first trade. After that, I'll give you double the agreed upon credits, so I'll give you 100 credits instead. Just give me the wheels first." Player B thinks this is a good deal, so he decides to trust player B. The 2 players open a trade, player B enters the wheels, and both players press accept. Now player B says to player A, "Okay, now give me the 100 credits that you promised." Player A kicks player B from the party and blocks him. Player B has just been the victim of a trust trade scam. So that's just one really simple example of a trust trade scam. Actually, there are some more complex versions of it. Let's just quickly go through them one by one. 1v1 me, and if you win, you get the items or credits. This item is glitched, so you can't see it in the trade window, but it is there. Let me borrow your item, I'll give it back later. I'm making a YouTube video, trade with me and I'll pay you afterwards. First, give the items or credits to my friend, then I'll give you your items or credits. I'm doing a giveaway. The entry fee is 50 credits. I can build a blueprint for you. Give me 50 credits and the blueprint and I'll build it for you and then give you the item. All of these types of trades require you to trust the other person. And because you don't know these people personally, you shouldn't trust them at all. Walk away from the trade and find a trading partner who you don't need to trust. The short answer to this is yes, it is against the rules in Rocket League. However, it's a little bit more complicated than that. There are actually 2 offenses in trust trading. The first offense is asking someone to do a trust trade. And the second offense is actually doing the trust trade. In terms of the first offense, it depends on the platform being used. On the official Rocket League Discord server, their policy is clear. It states, "We ban everyone that is asking others for trust trades, no questions asked." And on the popular trading website Rocket League Garage, trust trading is specifically named as one of the prohibited forms of trading. And in terms of the second offense, actually doing the trust trade, well, I contacted Psyonix directly to ask them for their views, and they said, "Any person, regardless of platform, who is found trying to or has done a trade that has left another player without his items or credits unfairly, disciplinary action against them will be carried out once it's brought to our attention." So whilst they didn't specifically use the term trust trade here, I think it's pretty clear that leaving another player without his items or credits unfairly would include trust trading. and therefore trust trading is indeed against the rules in Rocket League. But what if you do find yourself involved in a trust trade? That brings us to our next question. If you find yourself being scammed in a trust trade, unfortunately, there's probably nothing you can do to get your items or credits back. In an official post, Psyonix made it clear that the details of trades in Rocket League were the responsibility of the players, stating, "Psyonix does not get involved in trading disputes. Please be sure to check your trade and ensure that it's fair before accepting. Once a trade has occurred, it is final." Other posts by Psyonix have gone into a bit more detail, providing potential avenues to dispute trades shown on screen here. Unfortunately, my guess is that the vast majority of these cases do not end in the favour of the victim. However, as we talked about earlier, trust trading is illegal in Rocket League, which means there is something you can do to hopefully prevent the same person from scamming someone else. You can report them. Here's how to report a player who's scammed you in a trust trade or any other scam. Go to the Rocket League website. The link is on screen and in the video description. Then click Support, log into your platform. Then click Submit a Ticket. Fill out all of the fields in this form. And before you click Submit, go down to the Attachments section and add as many screenshots and videos that you can showing evidence of the scam. So that's what you can do if you're the victim of a trust trade, but we'd all like to avoid being a victim at all, right? And that brings us to our last question. There are 3 main tips that I want to give you guys to help you avoid being the victims of trust trading. The first one is, be aware of the different types of trust trades. So this one we've already been over in question 1. So you guys should now all be familiar with the most common types of trust trades. Of course, people are always going to come up with new and more creative ways of scamming people, so this list is by no means all-inclusive. The second tip is, don't trust anyone that you don't know personally. Now, this one's a bit tough because I can't really tell you who to trust and who not to trust. All I can say is, trust your instincts and use some common sense. If you just met the person on a trading website or some other online place like Discord, and now they're asking you to trust them, you probably shouldn't trust them. And the last tip is, don't do a single trade over multiple trading sessions. So this means that every time you press accept on a trade, you should be totally happy with all of the items or credits exchanged in that single trade. The problem is, this is actually easier said than done in some cases. Unfortunately, since the Season 3 trading restrictions update that introduced limits on how many credits can be traded for players under certain XP levels, if relatively new players want to purchase very expensive items like white octanes, they might not be able to trade the required credits in a single trade session. They might have to do it over multiple sessions. The bad news is there's no real way around this. So my advice to these players would be, don't purchase these items. Just wait until you've reached XP level 250 and can trade 100,000 credits in a single trade. Until then, you're just taking a huge risk, so just stick with your normal octane for now. And that's it. That's all the information I have for you guys today on trust trading. Have you guys ever been the victim of a trust trade or any other kind of trading scam in Rocket League? If so, post your experience down in the comments. Posting your experience might actually help others to avoid being the victims of the same scam. So let us know down below if you've ever experienced anything like this. And like the video if you liked it, dislike it if not, subscribe for more videos like this as well as a whole bunch of other Rocket League content. As always, thanks for watching and I'll see you guys in the next video.